So I usually don't get involved with drama between political talking heads because that stuff is nonstop. I usually leave that to the Majority Report and the Progressive Voice. But in this instance, it was just a little bit too annoying to ignore. So this is between Candace Owens and Kyle Kulinski. Kyle Kulinski has his own show called Secular Talk, and he was also co-founder of the Justice Democrats with Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks. Of course, Justice Democrats are people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, and I think Nina Turner is a Justice Democrat. I believe Ayanna Pressley is supposedly, but she's definitely not progressive. Anyways, so that's neither here or there. So supposedly Kyle Kulinski wanted to debate somebody at Politicon. I think it was last year. He usually debates people, and supposedly he threw out some names to the person who was running Politicon. He said who it was he was talking to in his latest video, but I don't remember, and I don't want to just name people and stuff. Anyways, so he said he threw out a bunch of names for people he wanted to debate, and the person he was talking to, or when he mentioned Candace Owens, the person he was talking to said, no, Candace Owens is not ready to debate you. So Kyle Kulinski, with his big mouth, just went on saying, oh, look at me, you know, Candace Owens won't debate me. She's not ready. Her team told me she's not ready. And so Candace Owens was like, nah, that's not the truth. I wasn't even at Politicon. I was in a totally different state at my sister's wedding. I'm not saying she's lying, but they haven't had any proof of it, any pictures of her in her sister's wedding or anything. But let's just say she was at her sister's wedding, okay? She was at her sister's wedding. She didn't have any communication with that person that Kyle Kulinski was talking to. Something similar happened a few years back. Kyle Kulinski was trying to have a debate with Jesse Peterson. I think it was at Politicon, or it might have been some other political convention. But supposedly Jesse Peterson's team or whatever told Kyle Kulinski he didn't want to debate. They didn't want to have a debate. So Kyle Kulinski made a video about that. And then Jesse Peterson came out and made a video and said, that's a lie. I would totally debate Kyle Kulinski. So they got together, they talked, they had a debate. They put the YouTube video up. You can still find it. Jesse Lee Peterson versus Kyle Kulinski or whatnot. And they even addressed that whole thing about Kyle Kulinski talking to Jesse Lee Peterson's team. Maybe there was miscommunication. Maybe Kyle's lying. I'm not really sure. That's just the information. So anyways, people keep talking about this and saying, okay, maybe Candace Owens was at her sister's wedding. How about they debate this year at Politicon? A college student even asked Candace Owens straight out about this at Turning Point USA. And, well, this was her response.
Kulinski from Secular Talk. What he says is that he was in coordination with the people at Politicon, and they actually said that you weren't ready for debates.
Okay, so this is one of the weirdest internet rumors I've ever heard about myself. I didn't attend Politicon. Because I was in my sister's wedding. So I don't know why someone thought I was debating someone in California when I had a wedding in Connecticut, but I never, it's just an internet myth.
Will you do it next year?
I don't really, who's Kyle Kulinski?
Yeah, it's kind of like punching down for Candace, to be honest, so.
I'd like to debate AOC.
I respectfully disagree.
I'll take a Democrat candidate.
I talked to Kylie's and I talked to him on stage. We debated. It was fine. It was fun.
It's just kind of like
Candace says
trolling a little bit.
So that clip kind of speaks for itself, but I'm going to speak for it anyways. So this guy just asked her about the whole rumor. He even mentioned the name, Kyle Kulinski, and she just immediately jumped into it. She knew exactly what it was. She's like, okay, this is the stupidest rumor I've heard. It's an internet rumor. And she explains the whole situation. And so we ask, why don't you debate him this year? What are you doing this year? And she just froze. And she's like, and then she's like, is he asking me? And then she just jumped to, who is Kyle Kulinski? That is the most cowardly thing I have ever seen from a political talking head. And the guy next to her, I don't know who that is, somebody from Turning Point USA, I believe. He said he jumped in to try and help her because he saw that she was stumbling. And he said, yeah, it'll be like punching down. It'd be like punching down to Kyle Kulinski. I believe Kyle Kulinski has a bigger audience than Candace Owens. So I thought I'll be 100% fair and check out their followers and stuff. On Twitter, Candace Owens has 1.6 million followers. Kyle Kulinski only has 187.3 thousand followers. But on YouTube, Candace Owens has 330,000 subscribers, and Kyle Kulinski has 714,000 subscribers. So his YouTube channel is twice as big, but his Twitter account is like a tenth of Candace Owens's, supposedly. So, but going further into that, Candace Owens then says she would debate AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is a representative of New York. Candace Owens said she would debate a Democratic candidate. But Candace Owens isn't even running for office. Why would she want to debate a Democratic candidate? She is a political talking head, so you usually debate other political talking heads like Kyle Kulinski. And again, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is a Justice Democrat, and Kyle Kulinski was a co-founder of the Justice Democrats. So if anything, Kyle Kulinski would be punching down to Candace Owens, because Candace Owens hasn't really accomplished anything like that in terms of the political realm. She's accomplished stuff in terms of building an audience and writing books and just talking, but then again, that falls into the political talking head category. So unless you're running for office, there's no reason for you to debate a Democratic candidate. But I just thought I'd throw this video out there. I'd like to hear some thoughts on this whole situation. Maybe I'm wrong. This kind of reminds me a little bit of when the Young Turks fought with InfoWars. They kept saying who has the bigger audience. And technically, through technicalities, you can see InfoWars had the bigger website audience, but the Young Turks had the bigger YouTube audience. And then I remember Joe Rogan would say, who cares how many followers you have? You're just talking into a camera on YouTube, so you're just as important as anyone else talking into a camera on YouTube. So basically, I'm just as important as Kyle Kulinski or Candace Owens or whatnot. I can kind of agree when you're just talking into a camera, but if you actually accomplish stuff like Kyle Kulinski has with the Justice Democrats, then I would still say Kyle Kulinski is a little bit higher than like me or Candace Owens. I'm not just trying to kiss his ass. I'm just saying in terms of accomplishments or whatnot. Again, you guys can leave a comment telling me what you guys think. Love to read it and love to have a discussion.